Themba and Elizabeth.
I was told this story by my grandmother, and she swore she heard it from a woman who never aged after that night in the mountains. Some say stories like this are dangerous, because once you speak them aloud, they begin to live again. This happened in the 1930s, when the land was heavy with silence. When laws divided skin like it was sin. When a black man could be erased with a word, and a white woman's love could destroy her name. And I remember my grandmother lowering her voice when she reached the part about Themba, because she said, "This is not just a story of love. It is a story of survival that failed to survive itself." I never met Themba, but in this story, I see him clearly. He was a poor man from a small tribe near the mountains of South Africa. A man the world refused to notice. He worked on white-owned farms, carrying pain in his hands and silence in his mouth. People like him were expected to disappear without complaint, and most did. But Themba did not. One day, while he worked under the sun fixing a broken fence, a woman saw him. A white woman. Her name was Elizabeth. I was told she was not like the others. She did not look at him like he was invisible. She looked at him like he was real. And that is where everything began to break. She brought him water. He refused at first. He was afraid of even standing too close. But she did not leave. She stayed. And something in him cracked open quietly. From that day, he started noticing her too. Even when he told himself not to. Even when the world warned him not to. They met where no one was supposed to look. By a river between rocks. A place that felt like it did not belong to laws or people. Only water and silence. I imagined them there. Talking at first. Then laughing in a way neither had done before. Then sitting in silence that did not feel empty anymore. She told him about her world. He told her about his dreams. And I think both of them slowly stopped believing in the world that separated them. But there was always something watching. A man named Pieter. A man who believed hatred was obedience. He saw what he was never supposed to see. And instead of forgetting it, he carried it like fire. The trouble did not start with Themba. It started with someone deciding their love was illegal. And that decision spread faster than wind. Soon, Themba was no longer a man. He became a problem. A target. Something to remove. I was told they came at night. Men with guns. Men who did not ask questions twice. Themba ran before they reached him. That is what survival looks like when your name is worth nothing. He disappeared into the mountains like smoke. But smoke still leaves a smell. Elizabeth was not allowed to see him anymore. Her father locked her inside a house made of wealth and control. He spoke of marriage arrangements like he was deciding the weather. But Elizabeth had already changed. Because love, once it enters a person, does not leave politely. One night, a servant slipped her a message. Only 3 words. Meet me tomorrow. She knew it was him. And I think she already knew it would end badly. But she still went. That is what love does when it becomes stronger than fear. The sky broke open that night. Rain fell like it wanted to wash memory away. I can almost hear it. Elizabeth running through the storm. Barefoot. Breathing like something was chasing her heart itself. And then she saw him. Themba. Waiting. Wounded already, even before the world touched him again. They did not speak at first. Because some moments are too fragile for words. Then they held each other. Like the world had finally stopped lying. But the world had not stopped. It was already arriving. Gunshots shattered the night. Themba pushed her down before she could even understand. Blood came faster than explanation. Men surrounded them like the forest had turned against them. And they ran. Into the mountains. Into places where only fear knows the path. I imagine Elizabeth slipping on wet stone, calling his name. And I imagine Themba refusing to let go of her hand even when his body was breaking. Until they reached the cliff. The place the elders still refuse to describe too clearly. Because it is said the spirits listen there. Below them, men with guns. Above them, nowhere left to run. Elizabeth cried. I cannot lose you. And Themba. I was told he smiled. Not because he was happy. But because he had already made peace with something she had not. He showed her a hidden path behind the rocks. And he told her to go. She refused. But love sometimes becomes cruel when it is trying to save someone. He kissed her forehead. And pushed her away. That was the last time she felt his hands on her. I do not like this part of the story. Because this is where love stops being beautiful. And becomes something heavier. Themba stayed behind. Alone. Facing men who had already decided his ending. A gun fired. And the mountains swallowed his body. Just like that. No justice. No trial. Only silence. Elizabeth escaped. But I was told she was never the same again. She rejected everything she was born into. Money. Family. Her name. As if erasing herself could undo what happened. And then one morning, she disappeared. No one knows where she went. But the elders say they know. They say she returned to the mountains. To the cliff where he fell. And she never left. Even now, they say when the mist comes down at dusk. A woman in white can be seen standing there. Not crying. Not moving. Just waiting. Calling a name the wind never answers properly. Some say it is Elizabeth. Some say it is grief that took her shape. And my grandmother always ended the story the same way. She would say, they tried to bury Themba with silence. But silence does not bury love. It only teaches it how to echo. And sometimes, when the night is very quiet, I think I hear it too. 2 voices in the wind. Still looking for each other. still refusing to end, even after everything else did.